When I was preparing for today's reading, I was looking at my cards, and unfortunately, I thought, I do not have a deck of cards that can go as dark as what I'm getting in this particular situation. And one message that I have for Mrs. Kirk: please stay home. Please stay home with your children and mourn properly with your children. I'm literally speechless from the old miss, I guess, whatever it was that it was. And yeah, we're going to read upon that and some other things because there's darkness and shadows that are unfolding. We're going to talk about it. Hello there, my darlings. I am Lady Zelda Kelly with True Oracle, and we are here today to talk about the latest with Charlie Kirk. And what I'm going to do with this particular reading is I'm going to ask the questions of some of the things that we're seeing, because frankly, I know there's a lot of false information coming out, but I do believe that there's a lot of real information that's coming out, and I want to be able to discern to know exactly what direction we're going in. So I have the cards on the table. I have some waiting in the wings if we feel we need them. And before we get started, please do me a favor, like and subscribe, share this if you can. And also, I want you to know I'm not a lawyer. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not a medical professional. I am a tarot oracle reader. I'm a teacher. I'm an author. And I read energies. I don't conjure. I don't cast. I don't do any of that. The energy doesn't lie. The energy exists in these situations, and each one of us, and oh, look, there's somebody that's sitting here, and his name is Shaggy. How appropriate. Happy Halloween. Give me a second. I'm going to tell him gently to go on his little merry way. He is sitting off in the right off camera. So, and that to me is an indication when energy is really high, because they gravitate. They gravitate to the cards. They gravitate even to me, to the cloth. And it's not bad energy. It's just a lot. So before we get started, thank you so much for being here and for the growth of this channel. And we're praying that it continues. So without further ado, let's get started. Yes, Shaggy is in the background here. And yes, I do have Scooby as well. So I have Shaggy and Scooby and Paranormal PD. Many of you have seen them. So let me know what energy you're seeing in the cloth. I'm seeing a few things. Now, where does this energy come from? Sometimes it gravitates to the cloth. Does it influence the cards? No, I believe that it is a part of it, but it does not influence. Pardon the little fluff. All right. So we're giving the House of Zelda a couple of turns, and I do shuffle before we get started. I want to ask the first question. Was that even Erika Kirk at Ole Miss? Was that Erika Kirk at Ole Miss? Unexpected news. Anger. Yeah, there's a lot of anger because of that. Help from the cosmic unknown. This is a card that usually tells me look back at the moon phases. Look back at everything. But there's anger that has come out from this. I was kind of angry. I think how she acted with the vice president. It's not political. We're not even going to go there. But regardless of what party, what vice president, what official, that behavior was totally unacceptable in my opinion. And the outfit was totally unacceptable in my opinion. but that's my opinion. Maybe I'm just old school. All right. So is this the right Erika? I'm going to tell you something. I don't think so. But there were some backstage footage. And she doesn't wipe her eyes until she gets close to the camera, and then she wipes the eyes. In my opinion, I feel that this is an actor and the truth is being hidden. Okay, so that's my answer. I just feel that that's not her. Okay, so if you're asking me why wouldn't it be her, well, I guess there probably could be, honestly, a risk of her too if someone wanted to really come in and take over. I'm going to use the Piotnik deck. And I want to ask Charlie's energy. Charlie Kirk, your energy, please. I want to ask Charlie Kirk if we are closer to getting the truth of who did this to him. Are we closer to the truth coming out? An enemy. So there is a new pathway ahead. Now, this baby keeps showing up. At this point, it's obvious. Maybe it's obvious that she's not expecting yet. So the baby denotes a brand new beginning. And frankly, another one of my opinions, I'm kind of glad that she's not, if she's not, because these two children are going through enough trauma as it is. There is, now these are old-fashioned, okay, and a letter translating and bringing this forward into current times. Communication, text, emails, yes, there's plenty coming. And he recognizes that there is a loss. And this card really, if you look at it closely, this is the Piotnik deck. If you look at this closely, these two gentlemen are gambling. They're making a decision about something. They're gambling for something. They're making a decision. And I'm intrigued because however happened, and I have my own opinion, and I think you do too, but that is a gamble. And there is a loss. The loss was not only Charlie, but there's a loss within Turning Point. And that's why I'm thinking this is a brand new beginning. They shuffled Erika right in there. I mean, and of course, okay, I believe that. But do I believe that that was Charlie's plan? I don't think so. I don't think so. Was this a plan of perhaps an enemy in close proximity? Close by, an enemy's enemy is an enemy's friend. Charlie, can you reveal who the one was that pulled the trigger? Who was it that... I want to be careful, okay? Thank you for understanding this. Who was it that that pulled the trigger in this particular situation that took out Charlie? And for those of you who ask why I say certain words, I'm not a news channel. I'm not an official affiliate of some type of news. And they take channels down because it's an algorithm, it is a bot. And if you say certain words, and especially even in the comments, they feel that the person who is running the channel and doing the video is in agreement and actually promoting that type of thing. That's why we say unaliving. That's why we say these certain words. And I know it's a pain. But I'm not also going to lose this channel because I want to be stubborn. All right. So now we have this. Now this is very interesting, my darlings, because I'm asking who, and you see what we're doing. We're layering meanings because was this Erika? There's anger involved. People do not believe it. But then there's a loss because of a gamble, because of a collective agreement. And now we have this temperance card. So let's back up a little bit and look at a few things. And I'm going to put that there. I think you can see it. Okay. Yes, Zelda needs a bigger table like a football field. Let's go through this card. It's the Two of Cups. Now, most people interpret this as, oh, you're getting back together. Oh, it's love. But let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Two elements are very present in this card. We have a reference to the High Priestess, and we have a reference to the Fool. The two come together. What do they represent? Well, a new beginning and a negotiated new beginning, an exchange of ideas. All water in the tarot come from the High Priestess robes. Water in the tarot, I think, and even in real life, water is life. It's a spirit. It's a life. Now we have some things going on here. This is also a card of medical, so it's an indication of what has happened. This lion is all about strength, but a higher power. It doesn't have to be design, but it's a higher power. We have the staff of Hermes, the Caduceus here, which in America, and I think some parts of all around the world, indicate a medical. It's a symbol of medical. Now, with the High Priestess robes and the Fool, the High Priestess is all about mystery and tradition. And in the High Priestess robes, I'm sorry, not the robes, but in the High Priestess card, there are two columns, Boaz and Joachim. And they are two columns that hold up. And I'm going to say this, and please be careful of comments, okay? Many are blocked, and I don't even get to see them. The two columns are the columns that hold up a temple in Jerusalem. Thank you. So we're getting some confirmation, okay? We're not done with this card. The Fool. The Fool brings to the table a brand new beginning, as in a do-over. Wiping the slate clean and starting over. In fact, it's the first card in the tarot deck, the Fool is, and it has a 0 in the key. You see up here, the numbers are considered to be a key. It is the first card, even though it's a 0. The 0 is considered to be null and void, wiping it out, erasing. Can we say that? Erasing a moment, erasing a memory, just erasing. So when you bring these two elements together, these two characters, they are negotiating. What are they negotiating for? I want you to look closely at this card. You see, they're studying, they're focusing on the table and their cards. In this particular one, they are negotiating together. It is an exchange. So this Fool, and why do they call it the Fool? Well, it's the Fool's journey in the tarot. We start out, and every time we complete a segment in our life, we start over on another pathway ahead. So sometimes new beginnings can be healing. Sometimes new beginnings can be thought of healing. There are 2 cups there, and even though this is not a water sign, even though this is a water sign, this is not a sign of love in some respect, but it is a sign of emotion. The cups are water, and it's all about emotion. And what was driving, I believe, this takeout of Charlie was high emotion, high anxiety, and fear of loss if Charlie didn't conform to one thing or another. You see how this is coming together? Both these characters have wreaths in their head. That is a wreath of victory. They're usually made of laurel. But a wreath can also be placed on a person who is a sacrifice. In the Fool card, the Fool is holding this little pole with a little knapsack, and there is a phoenix. You can't see it very well, but it's rising from the ashes. So bottom line, this card is all about negotiation to work out a particular situation. It can be a relationship. It can be in business. It can be in every and all areas. But also there has to be a healing of something, because this indication right here, there has to be a healing in this situation. Now, some people have a definition of healing that is not certainly mine and probably not yours. But healing, in some people's definition, can be elimination. Let's heal the situation. Let's take the easy route. Let's eliminate. Now, this is interesting because while there is a divine power over this card, there is a big divine power that overcomes this power. And it's because this angel's wings go off the frame of the card. Now, you see this here. This little sweet angel is pouring water between 2 cups. We have 2 cups here, but this is not a water sign. It is a fire. And you see here, she's got her feet in the water. So it has to be a balance of emotion. Someone that can emotionally do this and not be affected emotionally. Get it? Because this angel has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. And that is a balance between conscious and subconscious mind. So it's all balance. And in this, whomever was looking for balance, and you see that right there, this little triangle here in the robe, the balance of spiritual, material, and even physical. There is an enlightenment in this card. But you see this back here, many people think, oh, that's the sun coming up. No, it's a crown. It's a crown that is an accomplishment, a crown of glory, if you will. But there's a pathway that basically says, look, you can have a stopover. There's a balance here. But you still got a ways to go. And that's what makes me wonder how compromised Erika is. that makes me wonder that, because I'm just going to say it. My opinion is that she has been replaced with an actor, or actress rather. She looks different. Look at her pictures. Her nose is different, her eyes are different, her forehead is different. We all know about how that actors go with people who are in the limelight. Now we have another card. The sword, an air element. You know that because you see little birds in the air. This sword, it's the queen that would represent Erika, is all about communication. It's all about taking control and making sure the kingdom is running correctly. It's a double-edged sword. It can cut both ways. Sometimes it heals, sometimes it cauterizes, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it tears down. But the hand is out in an expression of negotiation. My question is this. We have 3 cards here that point, and is that a balance of a triangle? We have 3 cards here that point to negotiation of a particular situation because there is an emotion of loss and it is causing anger. The truth is being hidden. It's coming out because it has been negotiated and it is unexpected what is coming next. What's this card? This is the 6 of Swords. The communication is complete, but now you're taking the results of that communication, negotiation, working things out, and you're moving on. And look, there's a child there. You're going from this very choppy waters of the high priestess into a much calmer realm, into a much calmer sea. You've turned your back on a particular situation and you're just moving on. I don't know, my friends. This is disturbing for me as a reader because I've got these cards. These are the cards I don't like. You hear this? They don't feel good, but they've got good messages. Let's just see if we can get a message with this. This just doesn't feel right. Sorry. I am sorry. An unspoken apology and an internal regret. Oh my. Is this from Charlie's energy? Because I'm calling it in. And look at that letter. That letter looks like that's been pretty beat up, if you know what I mean. I don't know what this says up here. Kind of looks gibberish. If you can discern that, let me know. Because I don't know. I'll try to figure that out. Give me a second. I'm going to look closer. Well, I couldn't get it. It's just gibberish. But this right here, eternal regret. Will this be an eternal regret for turning point for the person who actually did this, which I do not believe, in my opinion, that is Tyler Robinson? Or is this an eternal regret for Erika? Or could it be for all? This is significant, my darlings. It's been a long time since I've seen this card. Where do I want to put it? I'm going to put it right here. Every time, and even when I'm by myself, and I lay a few cards out, it's like flippin' well creepy. There's something so much bigger at hand here. And I believe is a reason why a lot of it cannot be talked about. Because there's compromise here, my darlings. There's compromise. And it's easy for you to say, oh, well, we just need to do this and this and this. But what does a compromise? And I want to know who benefits. I don't feel right about this. Turning point, a business expansion. That constantly comes up. This is a water sign. I don't know who in the organization, I mean, it could really be anybody in the organization that be a water sign, but let's see if we can pick this person out. But this person is very concerned, and it is a money concern about the expansion of Turning Point. And my question is, when is enough enough? I mean, it's not like Turning Point was a broke organization. But you see, I think some of his donors were trying to buy control. And Charlie, for that, had integrity to not take that control, and that card comes out. That is a card of fear. What are they fearing? Loss. Loss. Losing a foothold in Turning Point, perhaps. Although I think that the fears were groundless, this is a card that basically says, okay, you may be afraid something is about to happen, but look at the other side first. Look at the totality of the whole thing. Look closer. That is a business partnership, sharing responsibility with this young person. And this is what I think is Mikey McCoy. You know, it's funny to me that all of these plans and pathways and so forth get announced. Oh, Charlie would want with this and Charlie would want that. I don't think they have the ability to speak for Charlie. This is a woman who is a charmer, who will go to lengths and perhaps lies to make things possible. And that is a change. That is a change of job, home, area, and it is supposed to be positive. I think they feel it's positive, this change. But what I don't feel is positive, and I have to say it again, is how Erika Kirk was pawing all over. You could tell it was very uncomfortable. Quite frankly, if I was Usha Vance, I might send her a very genteel note on my letterhead that says, "Dear Erika, please dial that back. Thank you." But this change affects these people, and this too. This change is all about arranging the possibility of lifelong security. You do what I say, and you don't have to worry. We're not talking millionaires here, my darlings. We're talking billionaires. And on the bottom of the deck, this is interesting. This card is all about this is the yes card, in effect. It's the dream come true, the wish fulfilled, the goal that has been your heart's desire. However, this is one of the few cards in the Cartomancy that I read in reverse. And this happens to be in reverse because this heart is upside down. And for me, this means playing emotional games. Now, who do we think is doing that? This bothers me. I'm going to tell you. I'm a little shook over this because we know that the truth is being hidden. I came into this reading to ask certain particular questions, and it's gone in a different direction. And I know enough to know that you don't say, look, energy, hello, I don't want that. I want this, because if it's that strong and coming through, you're not going to get this. You're going to get this. So this is telling me, watch, Erika. There is a certain something there. And it will be coming out. There's more coming out. And you're going to see the bigger worldwide map. Why Charlie? Because Charlie had a very, I'm going to say, personality that he was hungry, and they thought that he would be easily controlled until he started putting his foot down. But it's something that he's always thought of. And frankly, if Charlie were here right now and could say anything, I feel that he would say, Zelda, as far as Turning Point is concerned, I just got a promotion. I have one more tarot. I'm going to, yes, I know, my darlings. I'm going to give this a turn. It's all about money. That is an announcement of money. It's all about money. It's all about. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. That's a fire element. And look how well dressed he is. And look, it's all about accomplishment. Have you ever heard that expression, well, that's a feather in his cap? That means an accomplishment. This is also, the wands are opening doors through creativity. And look at this. Do you not see a similarity in the clothing of this character and this? But I'm going to say the salamander is the spirit animal of the wand suit. Why? Well, because they say the salamander can go through fire and not be singed. Now, we're not going to try that, and that is a metaphor, and certainly a little salamander doesn't, But this is telling me that there's a lot of material. I hope they don't feel that they can buy their souls, because that's one thing that can't be done. All for money. Money in control, the creativity of the money, and the possibilities of lifelong security. Oh boy. And this, I won't forget this. The eternal regret. What's the regret? Getting involved with this person? Could be. We're going to check in soon. My darlings, this is it for today. Join me tonight for a Halloween party. We're going to have a mystery trivia. Come and see my little costume. I think you're going to be smiling because you're going to recognize it immediately. Starts at 7 p.m. New York time. That's America, New York time. I'm going to try to recover from this card. This really has hit me. Thanks, my darlings, for being here. Please do me a favor. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. You take care. And in the comments, do me a favor, please, no political, and be respectful, but let me know who you want to know, who you want me to read upon next in this situation, because This isn't going away anytime soon. See you next time.